Hey everybody, it's Kellen Nitro from Nitromaniac TV's wrestling channel, and I just wanted to take a few moments to talk to you about the NXT/NXT UK, the birth of the brand new brand NXT UK, and the WWE UK Championship Tournament 2018 edition that just wrapped up. They taped it last week, but the shows aired on the WWE Network Monday and Tuesday. So that would be, as I look at the calendar here, June 25th and June 26th, 2018 on the WWE Network. And you can watch these shows on demand through that service, of course. I tried something different this week. I didn't watch Raw or SmackDown. Instead, I decided to watch this UK special for both nights instead to get my WWE content for the weekend. Man, am I ever glad I did. I thought that the action both nights was amazing. The UK tournament final with Zach Gibson getting the win, I thought was an amazing match. The entire tournament was awesome. It was the first time I ever had the chance to actually sit down and watch Flash Morgan Webster in a match. I'd heard a lot about him coming into this tournament, and he was one of the talents that really impressed me. Travis Banks is another one who went to the finals with Zach Gibson. And that match was amazing. And that six-man that they had just prior to the finals on night one between Undisputed Era and British Strong Style might be one of my picks for match of the year towards the end of the year. I thought that match itself had great momentum and it led into an awesome opener on night two where Mustache Mountain ended up becoming the new NXT Tag Team Champions as they defeated Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly from the Undisputed Era. Now, if you pay attention to spoilers and that stuff, you have known that Undisputed Era has already got the tag titles back, but I think to launch this NXT UK brand, I think this was an awesome two shows to do so. Pete Dunne looks spectacular as the UK champion in my mind, and going forward, I think he's going to be a great ambassador for that brand going forward. He's got a huge roster of guys too that will be gunning for that UK championship. I mean, I talked already about Flash Morgan Webster. Noam Dar getting thrown into the mix over there too, I think is a great mix for him because UK fans, that's where he comes from. That's his market. That's, you know, the fan base that knows him the best, right? And so on and so forth. A legend like Johnny Saint as their GM, I think is an awesome, figurehead as well. You can tell he's still kind of a little old school and still trying to get up and into the terminology of WWE's terminology for wrestling, but that's coachable, that's fine. And going forward, I think that it would be a great boon, and it's already a great addition to the WWE Network as it is. So, now speaking about NXT UK's Women's Division, I think with Toni Storm kind of as the central figurehead, I should say, going forward as either a contender for the NXT UK Women's Championship or the champion for the NXT UK Women's Championship that they will have eventually, is a great start for that brand. Charlie Morgan as well, Killer Kelly, and just a whole pantheon of other superstars that they will sign and bring over there. That's great. I think a lot of the girls from Bellatrix will probably end up being filtered into the WWE UK brand. Now, for my fans and followers in the UK, maybe let me know what this means to some of the smaller promotions and that stuff, especially with like the women's and the tag teams divisions going forward, because it seems to me that there might be a little run for these promotions on talent and that stuff if they book shows during the UK tours and that stuff that WWE will do to promote the NXT UK brand, right? Because a lot of these talents, like the Coffees, Travis Banks, and Toni Storm, etc., we're talking about progress wrestlers here. We could talk about, even people who are involved with some of the other promotions over there, Defiant as well, being featured during this, all the various independent work and etc. What does that all mean going forward, I guess, for the scene in the UK? I think it's probably the most unique wrestling situation right now next to, I'm going to say, Australia and the United States, obviously, and Japan as well. Because if you had to rank them, I'd probably put the UK in third, right behind Japan, and in the United States, of course, being the big dog at number one, as it comes to countries with really unique situations when it comes to pro wrestling. Australia I threw in there as number four, just for the amount of women's wrestlers that over the last decade or so have graced the wrestling rings and promotions of North America, starting with Tennille Dashwood, and then now with Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, and so on and so forth, Madison Eagles, etc. It's a very unique situation where they just keep cranking out girls that can wrestle out of Australia, which is, it's kind of akin to pro hockey and goaltenders from Finland, right? It's a very similar situation. With the UK, the way I see it is probably going to get a ton of junior heavyweight stars that are going to be just ballistic mat technicians and that stuff over the next few years. We're already starting to see it now, and that's Pete Dunne's a great example of it. A guy that can pretty much do it all if he needs to, but fighting in around that 205, 210 weight limit, and can beef up to be a heavy, but he'll be a small heavy when he gets the chance to go up to the main roster. And but then you got guys like Trent Seven, who's a legit heavyweight. You got the Coffees, who both of them are legit heavyweights going forward. Wolfgang, who's a legit heavyweight as well. And, going forward along that lines, maybe there's not even the need. Maybe they use these people as, if 205 Live is still around, as 205 Live personnel, or they come over and they wrestle mainstream NXT matches, which is another option. So, all right, enough diatribe for now. Rather than run through the entire card like I normally do, I figured that I just would hit on some key points that I did in this video. The 2 nights of the special, Pete Dunne retaining the UK Championship over Zach Gibson was amazing. Really dug the women's triple threat on night one. And then the Toni Storm, Shayna Baszler match for the NXT women's title was awesome. And I love the title change to kick the show off on night 2 with Mustache Mountain defeating the Undisputed Era. So I will group both events as one event and give it a solid 9 out of 10 and a must watch. Go check it out if you have the network. Sit down and watch both nights. It's amazing stuff. So anyways, I'm Kellen Nitro. Later days. Happy wrestling watching. And see ya. We'll talk to you later on. And if you're a fan of mine in the UK, let me know. How has this changed your wrestling scene and that stuff over there? Is it going to be a boon? Is it going to be a hindrance? Is it even changed anything at all? But let me know for sure. Comments below. We'll talk to you later on. See you next time, guys.